Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United.
Remember the comment he made?
I got some bars to these.
Run Ryan.
Right.
And here's the thing, you have players out there.
I think the fellas will take it more serious.
What grade?
That one I don't know.
Yes. Because at the end of the day, right now, Manchester United are
Fellas, all here, man?
Yeah, loud and clear.
All right, nice. Good night, everybody, and welcome to All In, All United. We're on satellite Lee on the inside already, boy.
Hey, good night, man.
Yeah, like we gotta give you a jersey, boy. Fellas, it's official, right? It's official. We are not the worst team in the league. How we say? We're not the worst team in the league, all right?
Ain't plenty sarcasm in that, boy.
Boy, I mean, Jed, here now, my expectations so low for this team, man. I mean, I thought the first half, was up there with our best performances for the season, right? And I say that because in the first half I saw patience, and that's something that I rarely saw this season, right? I saw possession with a little bit of a plan. That's something again I rarely saw, and when we play like this, the thing about it is you have to be clinical, right? And when you're clinical, you tend to open up defenses, and then their game plan had to change, right? And I mean, my issue with Garnacho today is that he wasn't clinical in the moments when our patience, open little gaps in Sheffield defense. Garnacho was the man who was supposed to punish them, and he didn't do that. Today, for me, Garnacho was wasteful and he was selfish, right? And then when we don't take those chances, you have Nico Padna down in the back making mistakes, and then with the mentality of this team, we just revert to our hero ball, But nonetheless, 3 points in the bag. I mean, it's Sheffield United, so we can't really. But we know we level 2, so whatever, What we saying, fellas? What we saying?
I didn't miss Rashford earlier at all. And I think, it was refreshing. As wasteful as Garnacho was today, it was refreshing to see us potent down that left hand side. Down that left hand side, we were a threat. I think the balance of the team today was much better. I think with Dallo on the left, Wan-Bissaka on the right, the team looked way more balanced. And then you saw the team, was confident in passing the ball for Wan-Bissaka on the right now. On the left, they don't pass the ball for me. They just be making dummy runs whole game. So I think that a better balance for the team. And I think even after they scored, Sheffield scored, I think you still saw a bit of patience. After we were 1-1, you still saw a bit of patience. And I think during the game today, I know Sheffield wasn't, applying any pressure to say much. They had their plan, but I think we played a patient game today, and definitely we were getting to it as we go along.
Yeah, what you saying, JP?
We see. Good night, brothers.
Good night, Chef.
Yeah, so I don't know if I watch the game more comfortably because I watch it knowing the results. But as we say, the first half really was to me one of the better performances where you actually see possession style football. We pass it around. We had Sheffield moving and we were really trying to penetrate, and in the second half I think we lost that and we reverted to trying to play more balls over the top. And I don't think it's a coincidence that in a game where we showed more control, we had a player like Ericsson in the midfield. Because Ericsson had a big part to play in how we were actually dictating the play from the midfield. he and Kobe, the little touches you will see between them. You see the little intelligence between players who are on the same kind of wavelengths. And I think that is what really benefit Bruno today too. Because I would say Bruno had an excellent game today, and it's because he was allowed to play his game. He didn't really have to do too much in terms of covering that midfield.
Yeah.
Here now, JP, you take me back a little bit. When I say he was allowed to play his game, I don't know where Bruno game anymore now. 'Cause as far as I think, Bruno game is to launch that ball.
Hero,
Yeah,
to play,
yeah,
to be the hero, to be the hero that kick the ball and hope a man. And
yeah.
again, he had a much more disciplined game today in
Yeah.
possession.
Yeah.
It was more of the Bruno that we when we signed him. When we now sign him, it was more that type of player he was today.
Yeah. Simeon, what we saying?
I mean, you guys. I mean, the word patience. That's the word that comes to mind. I mean, the the 1-2s you saw in the box. Those you really didn't see those kind of plays. Since since Martial or since we had a actual forward. Like those 1-2s like. And that's what we want. That's what we've been working on all season. We haven't really seen that, and it kind of goes back. You talk about Bruno. It goes back to something he said in the international break. He said that they have to play to the strengths of certain players, and it's interesting that one player didn't play today, and the difference we saw. I won't say that player's fault, but it's interesting that since one player wasn't there, they decide that hey, let's break it down. Let's play 1-2s. Let's have some patience. Let's not go for the home run all the time. So that's kind of interesting to see that and we say it's I mean it's just Sheffield, so we can't get too worked up, but it's a positive sign in a season where we haven't had many. So it's a good game. A good result. All things considered, and I think we should enjoy this little, enjoy this little four. I mean, Bruno scored some good goals. Rasmus scored, and I mean, he get an assist and he scored. Like, we should be feel happy and enjoy this game and this win, but not get too carried away. But go ahead, Chef.
It was Sheffield. It was Sheffield.
Yeah, well,
That's
we
all.
could get
It was
carried away
Sheffield.
now. We could get carried away now. They forget about how
Yeah.
every team play with
It
this
was
season now.
Sheffield.
We could get carried away beating Sheffield now.
Nah,
It,
yeah.
it was Sheffield.
Coventry always knock you out the FA Cup. And you talk about
Yeah,
just Sheffield.
just
No,
Sheffield.
when I say that, meaning
The
I can't
expectation.
read too much in it. It was Sheffield.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Sheffield playing the same way they're playing whole season. That is huff and puff. And if you lower your standards to them, it could be trouble. But generally, they should. So
But
I
Sheffield,
would say though, we were patient today. I enjoyed how we closed off the game. For once, there were moments, and I remember them, when certain players in games going past would have tried to attack, but I actually saw men stop. And you know what? Let we manage the clock. Let we get the ball back. That is when the men is to play back the ball and keep possession. So big up to that. Yeah. Anthony's still shit. Unana is still shit too. That's about it.
I really started to wonder today watching the game. Whether when you're bad lucky, what they say, bad shit on you or something like what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but bite
Because
you or some kind of thing.
or
Yeah, bad
something
shit on you.
because I watching, this Burton fella, and this man just having us look like real
Yeah,
schoolboys in the back there, boy. And I remember the
yeah,
shot he take and Maguire, and it almost went in.
Mm-hmm.
And
That
then
that
it
was
had
to
a
make it three, eh? That was to make it
yeah,
three, eh?
that
boy.
would have make it true.
And then it had the next chance where I don't know if it's Casemiro clear it out and it hit somebody in we box in the face and it bounced back and it could have fallen on one of them fellas' foot. And I watching this and I saying, what is going on? You understand what I'm saying? You know, let me just get some comments. Right? Aaron on the inside, good night, man. Thanks
Hey,
for
good night,
joining.
man.
Hey, Aaron, good
Kurt,
night.
Kurt on the inside, good night, man. Thanks for joining, buddy.
Hey,
Could
good.
come early because one of he young man and them play today. So he early.
And then the under 18s when the cup.
Yeah, big up to the.
Well, Ollie, let me let the man, break the news for the podcast now, man.
Alright,
Don't
sorry,
take that
sorry,
away from him now.
sorry.
He said, Ollie, get away today, boy. Ollie, all right, he's under 18. He was the under 18 now, so he's Ollie now. All right.
I got it. All right, Harry Kelly.
Yeah.
No, it's man.
Alan on the inside, good night, man. Thanks for joining. Jesus actually on the inside, good night, man.
Hey, big brother.
King on really pre. I don't know why I just be looking forward to see a Real Madrid type of football from Man United. We just show glimpses that we're capable, and then we just I don't know. Yeah, man. Good night, Jesus. Thanks for joining, man. Long time. It's been a while. On really pre saying our football is a big downgrade to other teams.
Yeah, well, we know.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess that was say at the start, my expectations, it not where, how we used to talk before. We used to say we are Manchester United, blah 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 blah. To be honest with you, my expectations not there anymore. That's why I could say, Chef, that I was impressed. The way how we possess the ball, even though it's Sheffield United. I was impressed to show that we could actually play to our game plan. And look enterprising, play with intent, play with patience, and that kind of thing, Go ahead.
No, as I said, I ain't trying to be a Debbie Downer. What I see, again, I was pleased to see that at least men know, whether it was Sheffield or what, men realize, we winning, let me just be cool and manage the game out and see it out without any kind of,
Anymore.
small
Anymore.
any more madness. I
Yeah.
mean, I say small man come on and get 3 fouls in about 2 seconds. But yeah, no. I can give him that because he was excited.
Of
He
course, I
made some
debut.
good runs. He was making some good runs, but
Yeah.
Garnacho took you, boy.
I find he was closing down. That's to show the power you
He's quick,
just
boy.
speed. I find
Nah,
he
he's
was
quick.
closing down.
Yeah,
That
it's
man
like he gliding.
covering ground quick. I was like, damn.
Yeah, he gliding with it, huh?
Yeah.
But I did see after the game, Bruno say he tell him when he come on, he had 9 minutes to get. I find Bruno wasn't getting the ball. Anybody thought
But I
Nah,
was
Bruno was trying to give him.
you was trying. You was seeing what Bruno was trying to give him.
Bruno was trying to give him the score, boy. You could have
Bruno
seen
was
it.
trying. You could have seen it.
Listen,
Because
all of we just play football. You just
Yeah,
know
you just
when
know.
you're trying to give a player to get a goal. Bruno
Yeah.
was trying to give him it.
Because at times
Yeah.
like Garnacho was open, we could have given it to
Yes.
Garnacho early. And he
Nah.
waited to see the space that I open up to slip it for him, but it was no
For
opening.
small man, yeah.
Yeah.
Now he was trying to give him it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Bruno didn't have to be the one to game it. Bruno could have give Amar could have game. Because plenty times when Bruno had the ball and Bruno delaying, Bruno losing possession, the Sheffield players were taking it off him. So, and it's had plenty times I see the youth man pull, and Bruno was delaying, and I was asking myself, well, what Bruno holding back for? What he waiting for? You understand? You want to be the one to service the player. It's other men who could do that. You understand?
You sure about that?
But it's Manchester United, and papers. Manchester United sell papers now, and then Bruno went in the back of the, he assists the.
And that's where the problem is.
That's where the problem is. That's where the problem is. We know that.
But I'll give Bruno flowers today. Bruno had an excellent game today.
Yeah, for sure.
Nah, he did.
That shot, boy. That shot.
That D.
Yeah, that gets
That
that gets you,
D.
man.
I called my girl and all that. I said, come and see this shot. Nah, that was top draw,
And
because
you
it didn't
see,
have much room to put it there.
And you see the thing about it too, fellas, is you see those kind of moments of individual brilliance within a framework of team football. I can accept that, you know. But you see when everything is hero ball and individual, that is when I have an issue. Because that was a moment, I mean, that was a moment of individual brilliance there. You understand? That shot was quality. But I could accept that. You understand? Because I saw where Bruno was actually trying to play within a plan to the neighbour. And Bruno was central to the plan. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why I was happy with Bruno today. Bruno had a very, very excellent game today. You know? Jesus saying here, to Chef's point, it's Sheffield United. Stupid question. If Trashford was available and still Sheffield United, what may have been the result? Hey, Bolle coming out for Rashford heavy today, but the man I play.
No, but that is reason to come at him because because the football was for me so stressless.
Yeah, but I don't think that was as a result of Rashford not playing.
You feel so? You know, just a man getting a ball every time, and every time running a blind alley, every time he cutting in and men taking the ball from him, and the entire team was looking for one player all the time.
I would say
losing the ball. That's not stressful for him.
What I realized today, Rashford is one of the biggest reasons I get stressed watching United.
By telling you,
not the whole thing, but he is one of them because it still had the next Brazilian shitong on the other wing, which was still annoying, man.
He was still a little better.
But I wasn't as stressed that I realized it's because Rashford was not in pitch.
I feel so too.
No, but if you look at it, right, Anthony wasn't terrible today.
He wasn't terrible. I don't find he was terrible.
No, Anthony wasn't terrible today. Anthony wasn't terrible today.
What Anthony do for the whole game?
No, Anthony, he wasn't bad. He was making some good
terrible.
passes.
He wasn't terrible.
But what he did for the time he was on the pitch, we do.
No, he wasn't great, Chef, but he wasn't terrible. So he didn't do anything poor. He didn't make it.
He didn't do anything because he had. He wasn't like a McTominay on the field. Let me put it that way.
And then he go ahead, JP. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
He and Wan-Bissaka actually were having a good little link up in the first half with the overlaps. And what the point I was getting to with relation to that is with Rashford on the left hand side when we were playing Wan-Bissaka on the left hand side, it was a pointless link up between him and Rashford. Dalot is the more versatile of the wing backs. And Wan-Bissaka should have never be playing a left back position because
why you all think the kept with that?
I have no idea. Maybe
is the Garnacho Dalot thing that Ten Hag trying to keep now?
Yeah.
So every time you see Garnacho play on the left, he will play Dalot, and when Garnacho play on the right, he will play Dalot there.
Yeah, but that I hear that, but we lose so much on that left hand side when Wan-Bissaka playing there. To me, it don't make no sense. So better you play Dalot on the left hand side because he offers so much also going forward. And if we haven't possession, then you need somebody to make that run. So at least a player would pull. Let me say if it's Rashford. At least a defender will pull off a Rashford to go with Dalot. Because when it's nobody leaving Rashford to go with Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, but you see, the thing about it, right, is what Ten Hag trying to do is establish relationships on the field. Because with relationships, you have an understanding, right? And he realized Dalot and Garnacho already developed that, so you don't want to break that. You know what I'm saying? The thing about it on the left-hand side was Shaw and Rashford. But with Shaw injured, Rashford get hung out and he had to fight it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he trying to maintain routines.
Team so off balance.
Yeah. But what Ten Hag trying to do is just maintain relationships and routines and partnerships. And that is why everywhere you see Dalot players, we're going to actually be in front of him because they already developed that kind of understanding.
How about Ahmad, though? See Ahmad come on and put in a decent...
What's so Ahmad was... I don't know if it was me, but I find the youth was so impressive.
That control you have.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch a game, like you see, like you talk about balance, like you see the whole right side. You see more players from Sheffield get drawn to that right side. with Ahmad out there because he was out there and the ball actually kept moving. So if you're a Canacho, you have more space when the ball comes to you to do stuff. So I think Ahmad, like from where he was the last time he played, not last year, the year before, you could see the strength, the ability to shield off players has gotten much more better. And
Yeah.
I think he's ready. I think he's really ready.
It was good too that he get an early sweat today too. He ain't get a kobo. I was pleased to see that. But and I just watching him, and the thing is not to say Ahmad did anything extraordinary, but he was just positive. Dan, this every time Anthony get the ball, he does. If you want to call it, he had to move side on, and the ball had to go back, and he might get it, and he might but he one trick pony self. I don't know, but that's real frustrating to watch though.
But here I say, and this, I mean, don't take it the wrong way, chef. But this is the problem with the fans and the pressure we'll be putting on them players on them, because we want, when them players get the ball, we want them fellas to make magic happen, right? And what in my opinion, what we should try to move away from is where we demanding each individual player to have a man of the match performance, right? To stand out so much now. Now, I actually find that Anthony was okay. Anthony wasn't having a stinker. And I want to bring to your memory that ball Anthony played for Mano, that if he touched that ball better, he'd have a proper shot at goal in the first half. It had a play, he beat a man and played it across the Mano, and Mano he touch was just a little heavy and the ball ran away from him. I thought Anthony was having a quietly decent game. You want to recycle possession because that was the game plan. When you look at how the team was playing, it was to keep the ball, keep shifting the ball from side to side until the opening presented itself and they play the ball through. You understand what I'm saying? Now, did Ahmad come on and have a greater impact? Yes. But that don't mean that Anthony was having a bad game. I looking at some of the reports on social media and everybody's saying Anthony was a waste of time, and I asked myself, why are we doing this? Why we always want everybody in the pitch to be this man of the match? When we have to understand you have to have unsung heroes, men who just doing a job. And that is the problem, and the pressure. And the pressure of the fans translating onto the players, and everybody trying to be a hero so that the fans then go talk about them. And that messing up the entire team and the football that we need to play as a team.
So I can't talk for everybody. I could just talk for me. Me and asking it to be no hero, you know. I just want positive football. I want to play sensible football. That is all. Asking it to be no hero at all. I want team football. So I'm so unimpressed with here. Not really, to be honest.
Chef has an unconscious bias to Anthony. So it might take a while to grow on, you know.
No, but a few podcasts ago, wasn't I singing the man praises?
No, I can't remember that.
Yeah, it's true. He was bigging up Anthony. He was.
So one game.
For one game. And then he revert back to his inner shitty self.
No, I find he was solid today, Chef.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, we just got some comments here quickly, guys.
Still find a man could start in frontiers.
On a replay,
I don't think anybody would disagree with that.
Yeah. On a replay saying here, Ahmad was giving more width. That's something Anthony wasn't giving. You see, the thing was it, Ahmad could go right and left, but Anthony could only go left.
Yeah, more versatile.
So it is kind of narrow
and
pitch.
to this point, this is what I was talking about. You know, the way Anthony receives the ball. He receives the ball with his body side on. So, because he's pushing the ball with his left foot to try and get into, to do his trick now. So Ahmad receives the ball and turns, so his whole body is facing the attackers and them now. So he has the, he could choose which foot.
And he was pitching for time.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. You have the whole pitch in front of him. So I could push with my right, I could push with my
Yeah.
left, I could, that, and for me, that is what I find Ahmad offers more.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So, Kurt's in here. Trust me, if Alvaro Fernandez come back, you would see a difference in chemistry with him and whoever on the left wing. The man is an upgrade to sure. I don't know if the fact that he barely played for Benfica is a measuring, you know, thing, but
Good. How much game you see him play for Benfica? Be honest with your lying self. Don't come and talk no nonsense. Eh? Tell me how much games you see him play for Benfica.
hey, Jordan, inside blessed night to you, man.
Oh, my brother.
It's a therapy session in progress.
Tonight is
Hey,
a cool night.
yeah, man. Adrian Duncan on the inside. Thanks for joining, man. Good night to you.
Oh, false nine.
Yeah. Hey, earlier see the goal that they disallowed when Wolves was playing Bournemouth today?
Nah, I didn't see that one.
Jeez and ages. I can send it for you. But that actually Nick over. You see
Yeah.
that whole subjective thing you're talking about, something wrong, they have agendas inside there, boy. That was
Nah.
crazy. They were crazy. I can send
So
it for
who
you.
was the two teams? What was the two teams?
Wolves versus Bournemouth.
I mean,
So,
no, you know now.
who the agenda for?
Well, I don't know. Because listen, no, because here
Yeah.
what going on, right? I was
Uh-huh.
doing some more to find out about this whole thing with Forest and Everton. Ashley Young hands the ball twice,
It's all right, yeah.
and then he foul a man in the box,
Yeah,
and no
I
nothing,
saw that. You
right?
see,
Nothing. And then here now, on top of that, right? Before the game, this referee who was the VAR official, he had a history of making calls against Forest. And further, the request that he do
he
not
not be it.
be in the VAR room.
Yeah.
And they see they have all that kind of furnish because they hire Clattenburg now. So you could tell
Yeah.
them, well, hey, you could do this, you could do that, whatever. And they reject the request. And then come game, 3 blatant bad calls
Yeah.
come from VAR.
Listen, man.
Listen.
You see, Young? You see, Young? I like that. Young is a player I always like it because he does get your heart and soul. But Ashley Young does do some blinders sometimes, does make you be like, jeez, that same game you talk about. Young could have get sent off about 3 times.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. But I'm gonna send the clip from the Wolves game because this thing ain't right. Something wrong. Right? Kurt saying here, he didn't play much for Benfica, but he's still better than what kind of logic is that, boy?
But what kind of logic is that? We sent him out on loan. He benched. But what the hell is this, Kurt? All right, Kurt. All right, Kurt.
Good to hear. You rather him than Shona.
Yeah. He
Rather
said,
you say that.
don't get me wrong, a fit Shaw is a beast. Who is a better backup to Shaw right now?
Bye. I don't know about no fit show. I don't know what a fit show looks like.
Boy?
I don't think the
Facts.
entire fan base know that. We gotta go back
Yeah.
till before maybe the broken leg.
When he was at Southampton, you mean?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Guys, don't forget to like and share the podcast, right? You want to get more men in on the content. So,
All
JP
right,
had
out for the
mentioned,
rest of the season now.
I don't know. JP had mentioned in his when he was talking about the midfield with Bruno, Meno, and Ericsson. What you all thought about that midfield? And I mean, all you think against other opposition, it will be as effective as it was today.
Looking at Ericsson in our midfield today, it highlighted to me what we need in our midfield.
Yeah.
You know, you watch it in the same way, but there's always missing, but you know, somebody with that quality on the ball, with that vision, with that,
Calmness.
you know, we need that. Maybe a younger, fitter one, yes, but I think with his quality on the ball, and I mean, maybe he may not continue next season. But let me say we have some real proper CDM inside of there with Ericsson in that midfield, I think Ericsson could still do wonders, and because we look at the limited game time Ericsson has had for the season, and we look at the performance he put on today. So if he really had a run of games and built up that match fitness, how much more better he could have been or can be. I think it could work, but again, it had to have the pieces. He cannot play in there with a Casimir in the midfield because not two of them can run back, right? But Casimir in the central defense for me looking good, and I said it in the last game. He's looking good. He's looking better. He's looking in the CDM position. But if we, yeah, for sure. But if we get a Paulina or somebody who could really, manage that CDM, I think Ericsson could get more game time and be very impactful for the team.
No, I mean, like, Ten Hag said he wanted to play more possession-based football. And the issue we've been having is we can't hold on to the ball mostly. Like against most teams, we can't play. We just can't hold on to the ball. So when that happens, Ericsson is almost useless because he can't really run, can't really defend all games. So if we get to a point where the team is like today, where we could defend, where we could play, have possession and have him up there the whole time, hold on to the ball. I mean, fine, but against a stronger side that could, like most sides in league that could take the ball off of us and attack, like he'd be a liability on defense. So I mean, good idea, but unless you have Ahmad or unless you have the guys up front that will hold on to the ball, makes no sense.
But you all don't find today there was compact in the football so much that really and truly the center mid didn't have much of the bulk work to do. It was really Casimiro and Maguire was playing the passes and them because we were so pushed.
I think that's what Eric,
Go ahead.
Ten Hag want. Like I think that's when Eric talks about the worry about the midfield. I think that's what his vision is. Like it's mostly the he talked about Martinez not being there, and the guys Varane not being there. He talked about the importance of that. I think that's what he was saying this whole time. Like giving my Martinez who will dictate things from that position. And as you can see, as Chef said, he didn't really see too much of Menu, and you really have to do too much work. So.
Yeah, and my thing again on that is, if you look at how we played today, the first season, that's how we was playing with the two centre backs high up the pitch, almost on the halfway line.
Correct.
This season, the defenders almost on top of the penalty area. So watch that big gap. So every time the ball come through the midfield, had this big gap to cover, and had nobody in the midfield to cover it. But today we play with the defense so high, and we compress the football, and that is the football that we knew or we got to love last season, and we saw that today. For the first time for this season, we saw the football today.
But why? Like, I mean, is it because Sheffield, or is it because Ten Hag gets vexed with he gets vexed the other day? Like, why?
No,
is that?
somebody may be reading the right attack. I just said somebody may be reading the right attack.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Maybe. Because I can't, no, really and truth, right? I can't see all you. So Jim, watch that game. Bending up in that chair all how over the weekend and accepting that.
Man just ran marathon. The man just tired. The man still let me watch some football.
All you, some word have to filter down.
That's come the game today.
No, actually, some word have to filter down to Ten Hag. Something has to filter down to Ten Hag. Because that we didn't look good and he didn't look comfortable looking at that, especially that second half.
Because Ten Hag was vexed in that press conference. He was mad by everybody, but so I hope so.
Yeah. I saw a comment earlier, Reem. I
Remember
don't think it is.
the new director and too.
Yeah, that was telling you.
Oh yeah.
I, I'm, I'm gonna
What
pull up
comment is that?
this one. It's up here.
I heard some of them on the boardroom asked Ten Hag to show that the team. Why Mrs. Comment?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
this is
I heard someone of them in the ballroom asked Ten Hag to show that the team can possess the ball against Sheffield. Not too sure.
I don't
yeah,
know. I don't
I
know.
don't
they were
know.
saying that as well. Cup say that, but I don't think.
Mm.
I mean, I don't believe that they were
But
saying as
something
World
had to
Cup,
be
so
filtered down
somebody
earlier.
something was said. I believe
Something
something
had to
was
be
said.
said. Something had to be
Yeah,
said.
because as you say, you really see that style that we were seeing last season. I remember whole season what we're saying is if you train in this whole squad, why your style had to depend on who fits. And I
Yeah.
think that's what you're hearing that across all
That's what
fan
we keep
channels.
on saying.
That's what everybody's talking about. So somebody probably send the message, the style that you're playing whole season, you had to realize it not working, you had to do something about it
Yeah.
because your job on the line. And you had to realize that because if you scrape against Coventry,
A
then
big game
you're
like
not
that.
fit to be a Premier League manager. And that is the kind of thing that will come down to him. Because
Yep.
ultimately he's the man responsible for the team.
Yep.
So basically, what they're saying is them tell him play possession football, and that's how you start to play like that.
No, maybe not
They probably
play
tell him to
Yeah.
possession.
change it. They tell him change it
Maybe
up. Do
something
something.
had to change. Let me say something had to
Yeah,
change because we're not looking good.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So if I the
yeah.
owner, I come and I looking at the football and I saying, you know what I mean? You know, Mr. Ten Hag, you know, something isn't right. Something isn't looking good. I think something has to change. And there's a message too. There's a
What's
message.
that?
Yeah.
You know,
What's
something had
that
to change
first
on
name?
Eric.
Eric.
Right. Jed, it must become like this.
Mm.
Ring, ring. Yes. Oh, boss. Hey, well, I'm now Eric. Dan, that ain't it, you know. Try
Yeah.
something a little different now. All right, boss. I'm going to see what I could do. Something like that now. So,
Something
Yeah, yeah.
without
something had to be
without
filtering down.
ordering him, without ordering him, hey,
Yeah.
you're playing, you're coaching shit.
Yeah. Because
Try
to me,
something else. Take that.
Brailsford there long enough. As much as he might be
Yep.
no football specialist, but I think he there long enough,
Yeah.
right? I think so Jim around football long enough, right? Because
Yep.
I said in Chelsea was in Nice, right? And then this Wilcox fella, he was touted to come at Manchester United long time.
Yeah.
So he and all was in the mix long enough to some kind of information is sort of filter down to Ten Hag.
He was having some deep conversations during that game today. I was when the camera pan on him.
Yeah.
He was having some serious conversation. It wasn't looking like nothing casual. It was looking like serious talks.
I telling you.
So
Jed, I want
plenty
to
of
believe
I
them
stuff.
telling
fellas
you.
and them start to
Mm.
do the work before
Yes.
the officially was even
But they getting paid
announced.
already. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
them fellas getting paid, you know. Them fellas are getting paid to come and sing out football in the stands, you know.
Yeah.
Them fellas getting paid to make decisions.
I
Maybe
will
little
say,
by little, but decisions being made.
yeah, but look how long we have been begging for the change had to come with upper management.
Yeah.
If we really want to go in a proper direction, it can't be. I will say this, and I'm going to finish off the season in this frame mind. Ten Hag had one good season, one decent season. He had one shit season. He on a 3-year contract. I'm willing to say Ten Hag have until January to show something. I feel if by January that team ain't playing how they're
It might need
supposed
be so
to,
long. It might need be so long. They may waiting so long. Them
Ten
wanna
Hag,
be
Ten Hag,
them wanna be up in the
but
top
I
three
don't
and
find,
want to challenge it
in my
very early.
opinion, he has done enough to at least start this next season as the coach. That's
Yeah.
just my opinion.
I agree.
My only worry about Ten Hag being here um next season is not really him being here, but like this summer transfer period. Like it's one of the most important, periods we have. And I just hope they have everybody in the right position to make the kind of, because right now other teams are scouting, they're talking to agents, all that stuff now. So let's hope we have our scouts or our people out there getting the right players, talking to the agents.
Early,
Because we,
early.
we have to get this transfer period right. Like get Ten Hag being here. Like we can't have another season with a lot of these players here. Like we have to make a good 5-player change at least this
At
transfer
least
period.
Ten
Yeah,
Hag can't be, Ten Hag can't be in charge of anything
that's the thing.
scouting wise. Forget that shit. I don't want to see Ten Hag nothing with it.
He definitely will have a say, but again,
Well, he will have a say.
Yeah.
He's the
yeah,
manager.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Alan saying here, so basically, someone basically saying that someone give Ten Hag the hairdryer treatment.
It could come down like that. It could come down like that. It might not be a nice, subtle conversation, but it could be that hey, if I get it right, I could be on the breadline now. With a nice, subtle conversation, could tell you that you have to you have to ball up at a man to say, hey, if you get it right, you're fired. No? You come nice and say,
Well,
it's
that is what I'm saying.
something not working. Try something else now. And when it works, say, well, it ain't working. Bye bye. Simple as that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Bruno, we talking, we kind of agree that Bruno, he name in the hat for man of the match if we doing that, and not and the normal, mean star point a man of the match is if he have assists or goals, but we who football people, we just do the eye test as well now. So there's not always the statistics, but Bruno is really a legit contender for man of the match because overall he had his stats and the performance was intact as well. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so and watching Bruno today play the patience football and the simple football and keeping things ticking, it proved that he capable of it. My
Very
question
much
to the
so.
panel, and those in the comments: why are we not seeing this Bruno Fernandez on a more consistent, regular basis?
I feel somebody, the same way somebody had a conversation with Ten
I
Hag,
go to
somebody had a
I go to
conversation
say
with
the
Bruno.
same thing. I don't know why, but I go to say the
I
same
feel
thing.
somebody had a conversation. Amigo,
Mhm.
that long ball, shit.
No bueno, no bueno,
No
no
bueno.
bueno, no bueno.
Very
Easy,
important.
Sell, sell.
Chill.
Barato,
Right?
barato, barato. Right? It's a little cheap.
Yeah.
Right?
Because if not, you get out.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mm.
somebody, I feel somebody talked to him.
Mm.
I don't know, man. I think like
It's like the team.
no, I say like if with Rashford probably he didn't feel like need to do all that with Rashford not there. Or it could be just he had more time on maybe he had more time on the ball. Like I think with most top teams they know, okay, well let's man mark Bruno, prevent him from making, these type of plays. But maybe he just had more room. But with Bruno you definitely see a different player when he plays against these lower tier teams.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
so it's good. I mean, you want your players like that to this is his time to you want to see that quality. Um, these lower teams they're getting better organized, but if you have quality players, these kind of games you want to see it come true. So it's good to see him play that well now, but is the consistency we want. I mean, people say, people online saying, "Oh, look, Bruno back," all that stuff. I'm like, it's not like we don't want Bruno to do well. We want him to do well, but
Bruno is one of
not
the
just
best
one
players on the
game,
team.
not just one game, not just two. We want to see it consistently. So it was nice to see the Bruno that we saw in the first year that he was here. So
To to piggyback off of what Simeon just said, here's the thing, I'm sure most of us will agree with this. Bruno is not the player for Manchester United you want out of form. Any other it's gonna have players who could be out of form and thing, but Manchester cannot afford for Bruno Fernandes to be out of form. He had to be
Yeah, because everything has
consistently
come through Bruno.
playing,
Yeah.
just like how Reem was saying, you don't want a man to give an all-star performance. With Bruno, we don't need an all-star performance every game, but we need a top-tier performance of him every game.
Every game, yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah. Yeah, in that position he played, yeah.
In that
He influential to the
correct,
team.
That come like
correct,
that come like a Kevin De Bruyne.
yes,
Yeah,
Kevin De Bruyne, most of the time he on top of his game, and you need that player on top of his game. You
Dan,
need a De Bruyne
Yeah.
on top of his game. As much as
You-
City could figure it out, but
yeah,
City is way better with a De Bruyne in the team.
of course.
Definitely.
You saying De Bruyne? Watch how
Hmm.
Chelsea is with Palmer in the
Without-
team and
yeah.
with a multi team. Dan,
Yeah.
I told people if it wasn't for Palmer, Chelsea get relegated this season. I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
for sure. No, it's
real
actually true.
talk.
Yeah.
That is gonna see me a line to tell you. I really like to see the youth play.
Yeah.
Like,
You could see the difference yesterday. But from the time I see nothing in starting lineup, I said, "Oh God, Arsenal go kill them today."
Nah, boy, do it to them.
Boy, and Arsenal real show, yeah.
Yeah. But for me, what you saw is a focused Bruno today.
That is it.
You saw a focused Bruno. He wasn't wasteful. Even the complaints, and the tantrums, you
Yeah.
didn't see much of that today as well.
Bro,
know, so-
and you can't be so, because at the end of the day, besides being the cog in the team, Danny is captain of the team, dog. You know what I say plenty times where this player go, the team will follow. That's what is going on. Let me be real. How much time Manchester has lost when Bruno having a good game?
Never.
Let me be real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JP, you gonna say something?
The thing with Bruno today, what he showed was his intelligence now, and that's why I like, because he was dropping deep at times to the point that he was between Casemiro and Maguire at some times and picking out some good passes. He wasn't just playing boom football, and I don't think it's just because it's Sheffield, because on other occasions, in bigger games, you see where we would have come here and complain after, where Bruno had time to take his time and play a simpler pass. But something in Bruno that's just like he's opted for the Hollywood pass more often than not.
Yeah.
Like that has been his go-to now. But when
Yeah,
Bruno
that way yeah, that's his go-to.
game, yeah, when he simplifies his game and he take his time, his intelligence is actually show, because the spaces that he picking up and the areas he finding himself to pick out the passes with the passing ability he have. That is when Bruno game does really show. And when you look at De Bruyne, a similar player, that is the kind of things that he does. De Bruyne don't have to run around the pitch like a madman whole game, but
Nope.
he will put himself in certain positions on the field.
Yeah.
So when he collect the ball, he know he can make a quick pass, or he can slow down
And
the
he
game,
can create
control the tempo.
And
to do damages.
JP with De Bruyne is a lot more short passes than long passes. De Bruyne does be giving here.
Of
De
course,
Bruyne does be giving quick interchanging passes, and when you catch yourself, you're in space to score. Oh, he in
Right, and
space,
he
let's
work
go.
his way. He will start deep and just short passes, and then just next thing you know, he on the edge of the box.
Yep,
Either take a shot or he passes somebody who could take a shot.
yep.
Yeah. Right. So I have two comments here. Right. Rick Barlow. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in. Can't believe I'm listening to a United fan channel not talking about Eric Ten Hag. You know, definitely we know the fan base mixed. You know, we have a mixed fan base in terms of Eric Ten Hag, but I think all in all United we have a consensus that is not just down to Eric Ten Hag,
No, it's not.
and we're willing to give him a little more time. Hoping that things really improve on top. Right. So I guess for us, we really lie the blame to the upper management, and not really at the coach. Right. So that is why I guess we won't be on Eric Ten Hag that much. Don't mind today at some point when we went at least when Sheffield score, I said, oh God, that is it for him. As if we lost today against the
Yeah,
bottom
that'll be
team.
it. That'll
That
be
is
it.
it. That is it. That is
Yeah.
it. That is it.
And kind of goes with us concede, Manchester has conceded some of the most comical kind of goals, boy. Like we just literally invent ways to get busts.
I was saying because
And-
when that first goal score, we was in control of the game.
Yeah,
But
well
that was
controlled. It
totally
was a kind of no look. It was a no look pass to her as Onana and the overconfidence with the pass
Oh
and
my
caused that to look. So when I
goodness.
watch the
done.
replay, good.
That
It
was
was a no look
wanted
pass.
passer. Because I watch Onana. That is an open field. I say, Onana,
Yeah.
oh God, don't do me that now. And
So
what is the man? Is he fierce boy? When he do that
yeah,
dirty shit.
Yeah.
right. So we want to talk about one of the unsung heroes today, right? And if perception has changed around Maguire,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
if we could see
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
season,
yes,
Yes. Yes.
based
yes.
on Simeon,
Yeah.
I see a different view here. Simeon, let me hear you.
I mean, the way he's playing right now is he definitely wants him on the team. The way he's playing right now, but um, will he want to stay? Like the question is he going to start for his team? Is he going to be the first backup? It's going to be, he's playing great football. I mean, you can't. I love his fight, his attitude. He's driving forward. He's really playing like a top player on his team, game in, game out. He's consistent. Um, but the issue, we go back to, is he the guy that Ten Hag wants to start for him or play for him? We know we need more speed. We need more agility.
Agility.
Yeah, back there. It'd be great to have him, as a backup, but at what price? At what wage? At what, is he okay with being a backup? I mean, I don't mind having it's not my money per se, paying him, but you know, is he okay with being a backup? And because I don't think Ten Hag is ever going to have him as a first choice centre back. So kudos to him. I mean, he changed the whole perception of himself. He might actually using his head and actually find the back of the net, twice in a row. That's great for him. Great for us. He's more a captain now than he was for the last few years. Yeah,
Yeah.
For real.
you saw him, on Sunday when we won, shaking Coventry players' hands. You saw him driving the team, literally driving the team. So it's great seeing that, but how the logistics of it next year is gonna be interesting. But I wouldn't mind having him back next season.
Yeah, and it's interesting how you said that. He looking as a captain now. But for me, Manchester United shouldn't have one captain, and the person who wearing the armband alone shouldn't be the captain, because Manchester United teams in the past would have had 5, 6, 7 players who could have comfortably
leader.
and respectably been a captain. And all of them used
Yeah.
to let it on the field as a captain as much as they
Yeah.
wasn't wearing an armband. Chef, anything
No,
on Maguire?
agree. I agree with you full 100 on that. I always believe, and you watch it. All the top teams, it does have men who, at any point in time, could be a leader. At any point in time, they could pull the team together and say, "Yo, fellas, That I never thought I would say this, but today, even before we come on the podcast,
Yeah.
I say it. I say, Dan, big up to Harry Maguire.
Mhm.
And it's not just his scoring, Maguire just playing football right now, though. So here's what I would say. I want Maguire come back next season. But if Maguire has to be a constant in the defense, then he has to have Maguire can't be the leader of the defense then. He has to have somebody with him with speed. So, they could cover the little gaps at time. Because, he going to get the little madness often. And you know what? All players just do that time to time. What we need from Maguire is to minimize it. And to be honest, he has been minimizing the madness. Maguire passing range is proper to it. He could pass it. Maguire could pass the ball better than some of the midfielders.
What are we waxing lyrical about Maguire now?
Maguire. No, and this is one thing we have to say about our podcast here. When you're on shit, we just deal with you, but we just get everybody the fair share. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, that we get your props. And so that's what I have to say about Harry. Right? Harry today, and Harry taking goal good today too.
Yeah, for sure. JP, anything on that?
Yeah. No, it's funny. It's funny how you ask the question and how Chef say the same thing that I was actually thinking watching the game. Because I watching the game and not just the goal, just in terms of the presence that he have on the field now. The attitude you're seeing from him, how you actually see he simplify his game a lot more. So before you used to try to do too much, and that is why you used to force the errors. And you see a player that show a kind of mental strength and a fight that you want in your team to be able to really work his way back into the side. And as much as all of us wanted him going last season, look at the injuries we have. If Maguire wasn't there and we didn't get a replacement, what was happening to this team? And I think he do enough, more than enough this season to remain a Manchester United player. And I think there's a certain level of respect that he would get from other players in the club too. Because you see players like Sancho, what happened with them. Maguire could have easily be a Sancho.
Yeah.
He take relics. He take
Relics.
and he use that. He used
Maguire
that
take
to
risks
build
of
himself.
England, not just the Manchester fan base, His English fan base beat him hard too,
Yeah. And you never
That's
hear
kind of
nothing.
cool, but
You never hear any kind of rumors coming out of the camp.
nothing. Nothing.
Yeah,
Man
he's a
put his
proper
head down, he
professional.
put in the work, and he get himself back into the first team.
Yeah. The only thing for me with Maguire, you just see when I play running at him, you just see fear in him now.
Yeah.
You know, when I attack come in, you just see fear, like he expecting the worst. You know, when you want to see a centre back as fearless now.
Yeah.
That this man not going to pass. You know, you're willing to even close the gap, knowing that you have so much confidence in yourself to challenge. But Maguire's drop off so deep because of fear.
The lack of speed.
And that is my problem with Maguire. He doesn't seem fearless where he wanna close the gap and win the ball. Like even Casemiro fearless. So as much as Casemiro does show your body on the ground, but Casemiro going to win the ball. He's not giving you, he's not backing off and giving you space to run at him. He challenging you.
Casemiro with a man a blade today.
Yeah. Right? Martinez as well. Martinez don't run back and get no space. Martinez closing the space on you to win the ball. right? And if I win the ball, I'm taking you down. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that is
It
my
can't
only
be
thing
the
with
ball and
Maguire.
the man.
Yes, that's my only thing with Maguire. That for me, he definitely had to be, maybe the first off the bench, but a presence in the team for sure. And his leadership qualities. To even bring some of the younger players through because you need that leadership quality and when the going get tough, how to come out of it. You need that kind of personality around the team. And I think he has shown that. Dream we talking about Maguire here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Maguire.
Yeah.
Hey.
Then you had to get Jack the jacket. You can't hit any man at all because
No, you can, yeah. Nah, boy.
all that we
Nah, boy.
wanted Maguire as far as possible from this team. That
Yeah.
But the thing about it, I don't know how much I'll talk about it, but you see, he professionalism by
that's the first thing we talk about.
yeah, that thing seriously commendable, boy. Because I mean,
Yeah,
you see how other players responded to, and
yep.
I don't think, like the other players went through the level of criticism and I'm not talking about from the media, I'm talking about from like the man. I mean, Ten Hag didn't directly come out and say, hey, he should. No, he had do that, but just the actions that spoke louder than boy.
Yeah.
And Maguire was professional, but now, I mean, I think if he left, I think we may have signed somebody who better, right? I still think probably here we cup of tea, but that aside, I think who the Maguire we see now, Nico, we used to always talk about this man scoring a set of headers from set pieces for Leicester, and the man never scored a header from set piece for we.
Watch
But
him now.
and watch what's going on now.
No pressure, or limited pressure.
Yes.
And there's one want
Maguire
to
is
come to.
person down the pitch.
And there's one want to come to because Maguire is a man driving with the ball forward, even though he had a little. I can't remember who was talking about it, how he does to push the ball. But I feel that armband blight on it. I don't know. I feel the armband. Cause we talk about Bruno kind of way the same way we used to talk about Maguire before. Even though Bruno might have a little more credit in the bank.
Wasn't that way. Yeah. Nah. Bruno still wasn't that bad, way. Nah. Maguire was the worst. Maguire was down as the worst centre back Manchester United ever bought.
The worst captain ever.
Worst captain, the worst defender, and the most money we pay for him too. That's why he was the worst.
But I'll keep him. I'll keep him.
I would keep him.
But on the bench, for the bench, and for mentoring. Mentoring purposes, I think you have a place.
But the man in that hole, you see.
Yeah,
I was keeping him.
How Maguire is? And he's like 29 or something, or 30 or something?
Yeah, Maguire young.
But in football, he is that old, Chef?
29 though?
Now we need that 24-year-old prime centre back boy to play next to Martinez boy.
No,
where you finding that?
What's saying? You're watching where Maguire might want his career to be a 29-year-old man sitting on a bench. He leaving
I never know. Is Nico saying keeping him on the bench? Means no, nothing about keeping him on the bench.
No,
I play
if he stay, no, I'm saying if he stays, not to start. That is why
I find it not to start. If the way the man played right now, he can start.
Don't have games that he can start.
Yeah,
because to me, we had based on injuries from this season, I think Ten Hag had to learn a lesson. He had to learn a lesson that you have to rotate that squad. So a player like Maguire is saying he may not be your preferred first choice centre back, but you have games like against Sheffield, against Burnley, certain teams like that where you could say, well, yeah, rotating his squad this game and Maguire started.
And based on that, I would sell Lindelof and promote Kambwala and have Maguire. Mainly because Maguire taking a little more initiative than Lindelof would.
And he a little more, how to put it, he a little more robust now. Maguire does hardly get injured.
He more rugged.
Yeah.
Lindelof back
Then the
putting
love does take
back in trouble since when, you know?
Yeah.
then the love does take beat up easy.
Yeah, promote
But
Kwambala.
I was
Move on
promoting
Lindelof.
you.
but it's
Move
just
on Lindelof.
something.
Move on Varane and get a proper centre back.
Yeah, it's just something JP said that I want to just jump on for a bit. Ten Hag so used to just using limited players, and I watching Pep. Pep have about 19 centre back, and all of them is playing.
You never know who started. You will
Yeah,
never know who
Yeah.
started.
You never know.
And then John Stones just started in the midfield.
John
yeah.
Stones John Stones still midfielder now.
So I think Ten Hag really had to do better than this two
Yeah.
men you're playing for 68 games for the Ten Hag had to do better than that.
Yeah.
Do you
Because
understand?
it's too much games. The volume of games is too much.
Exactly. And not only the club calendar, you talk about internationals.
Yeah.
You understand? So you have to have a squad and you have to manage a squad if you want to have all the players available. You can't be killing out men.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I mean, Maguire, I not bad shouting at Nicole Lindelof go and let Maguire stay and get the players minutes. So
Yeah.
guys, I think we more or less at the end of the pod.
Yeah.
In your closing thoughts, how do you see us finishing on the table, right? Because all the teams dropping points, right? It's a joy to watch Liverpool drop, and Klopp had this dotish smile. He just smile when things just crumbling around him. Like wow,
Yeah.
and that's so enjoyable to watch it. Yeah. So and then Newcastle, I think Crystal Palace beat Newcastle today,
Oh yes,
right?
they did. Proper
So
too.
so so all the teams dropping points, and I don't think the coefficient favoring the Premier League because of our performance in the in
So
Europe.
you're looking at
So
top four.
yeah, so I don't know how it might look for us in terms of Europe next season, but how will I see us, finishing, because I suspect more teams on be ahead of us go drop points.
I see us finishing right where we is. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. I seen us taking over Spurs or
Villa.
Villa and
Yeah.
Chelsea. I mean Chelsea, Newcastle again. They're just like us. You never know where you'll get.
Yeah.
So I think we will end up right where we is. Well, and I hope so as well. I hope so as well. I really hope that Chelsea and even Newcastle will pass us on the table. So I think we will end up right where we is, right where we are.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because I feel like Chelsea want to be the shittier club this season. Like they don't want to. It's like they want to. Yeah. True.
And if it
So
wasn't for Palmer,
yeah, we finishing right there. I ain't seen that yet. Villa and Spurs not gonna drop so bad, and Villa
yeah.
pick up a nice little form right now too. So that ain't happening. We'll accept where we are.
Simeon?
I mean, I think I'm glad we won last Sunday because I think having the FA Cup to look forward to will help us focus, for the rest of the season, on getting better, at least playing for that one cup. My only worry is health, injuries. We still we thought we was down to the bare minimum. I mean, he lost 2 players last game, so we have to get healthy and stay healthy. So I think we go hopefully be home the 6th. I don't see us moving up any anymore.
Chef?
Yeah, I don't see us moving anywhere.
I think
The only hope we have of moving anywhere is if we win FA Cup.
and the FA Cup is guarantee Europa League, does it?
Yeah, it's guaranteed Europa League.
Yeah, because outside of that, which is more likely as far as I'm concerned, because I really earlier I try to be how optimistic I do see we beating City. right?
Nah.
In that FA Cup final. So we're looking at 6th place if we stay there, right? Because Newcastle right on we back at 3 points behind we,
Yep.
if we stay in 6th or 7th, that is Conference League, you know. I mean, we had to be traveling all Saudi Arabia and all Trinidad.
Conference League is 6th. Conference League is 6th.
Conference League is
It's
7
like
to 9.
it's like
7th,
Yeah.
7th,
7th.
6th. I think 6th and 7th. 6th and 7th is
Nah,
Conference.
Nah.
Nah,
I think-
5th and 6th. 5th and 6th is Europa.
and 5th and 6th is Europa.
6th is
7th
Europa. 6th is Europa playoff.
playoff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Europa League playoff.
Yes.
7th and 8th is conference.
Conference and playoff. Right. So if we get 7th, that means we travel them that traveling gonna take a real toll on we and all, yeah. So it's either we probably better finish 9th. We better finish 9th. We better finish 9th or finish 6th or 5th. Serious. It's making sense having to play in that Conference League all year.
In Europa, you have to travel all over to them.
Now, but different by Sheffield that conference by.
Yeah. I find if we make that conference, play the youths. Send youth teams. If we make
They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that for sure.
Cause you telling me you gotta be traveling, you gotta be taking all kind of rocket ship and going on the moon to play games, you know.
Yeah.
Nah,
They
that's
don't
real
have
dread.
Ten, I play the best 11 in that there.
Yeah.
What's that?
They do
Play the
conference.
best 11.
Yeah.
Conference.
Anderson on the inside, thanks for joining Anderson. He's saying Maguire have to bench, but he will want to play. Well, I guess that's a
Any
decision
player will want to play.
Yeah.
No,
he fighting for
nobody
that.
does aspire to be on the bench.
Maguire could try how hard.
Once we get the right player, Maguire had to settle for a bench role. I mean, and once Ten Hag open to rotating, he'll get games. You know?
Yeah.
You got rotation. You get some games.
Yeah. Anyway, so fellas, I think that brings us to the end of the pod. Right? It was a good day at the office, 3 points in the bag, you know, a performance to look forward to. If all say, I mean, just before I duck out, all was saying that, you know, instructions, you know, came from upstairs and Ten Hag.
Thing had to be
Change.
trickling down, for sure.
Alright.
By now, thing had to be trickling down.
But I want to
It's
see
that.
I want to see what's gonna happen against Burnley.
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. And Burnley's a much better footballing team than Sheffield United.
Yeah.
I agree.
Right?
But me
So-
unlucky boy. I find that they are a lot better than the
Yeah, but-
players in the league.
Yeah, but you could be unlucky 34 games, chef. It had some kind of rebel there. You had to be crap some way. You had to be crap somewhere there. But I mean, when you're playing Man United, you're playing field level, right? Because
Yeah.
you know.
And his company now, I want to be told.
Yeah, so I just want to see whether this what we saw today, you know, how it go roll out against Burnley. Call Burnley better than Sheffield, right? And that could tell me whether what is saying is really true or it was just some anomaly, because I really hoping that what we saw today was something that, you know, they go build on and we will see more consistency and we will see more patience with, you know. I don't know. It's real hard to predict with this team. You know?
Seems like we see that a million times for this season, eh? Something to build on.
And the good thing is Burnley at home, so you have another game at home to sharpen them up.
Because after Burnley
Look
earlier, after Burnley, right? We talking about who were we?
Crystal Palace, and then
Palace.
Arsenal.
Yeah, Palace running right now. Palace beat Liverpool, West Ham, and Newcastle, you know,
Yeah.
On the bounce.
on the bunks, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that,
And
is
scoring proper to it.
yeah, it's Palace, Arsenal,
Had-
Newcastle,
yeah.
Brighton, and well, yeah,
And then Man
Right.
City.
yeah, for the final.
Food.
Yeah, that's a good finish. Jake.
I see like a stressful finish.
Yeah, that
That's
looking
a
like.
good finish.
Let me hope we get some form in the dying numbers and fellas and them, you know, develop that siege mentality, because they know Ten Hag could get neck boss, so they say, you know what, all
Yeah,
of everybody
right.
together and keep the manager in the job, you know, and just start to win
Yeah.
games and perform, you know. Anyway, guys, Nico, JP, Simeon, Chef, It was nice. It was nice. Those are the comments. We do appreciate it all the time. You know, all the comments, all the likes, all the shares. Guys, we could be here again on Saturday to review Burnley's visit to Old Trafford. Right? I remember last season, Old Trafford was a fortress. Far from now, eh? So you can see how it goes. Fellas,
Hey, good
it was
night.
nice. Have a good
Yes.
night. See you in the next one.